Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. Yes, don't forget to loaf and cleanse, hydrate, exfoliate, moisturize, tone, and use your serum. All right, let the beauty we love be what we do. PowerPoint Day. That's what Rumi says. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Let the beauty we love be what we do. I call it Homo aestheticus. Design your life around bringing beauty into everything you do. Now, initially, it has to be an awakening. Hmm? Yoga challenges the sleepy state. Remember, you're subject to more suffering in the sleepy state. So, like an elephant wakes up upon seeing a tiger in a dream, so does the disciple wake up when you meet the guru principle. Now, the idea is to continue to fill your pot drop by drop of good deeds, good words, good thoughts. Like the Buddha says, a well thatched roof during the monsoon season, the water won't come in and be injurious to your health. But if you don't thatch the roof, which means your thoughts, your words, your actions that are less mindful, then you let in stuff that's injurious to you. Don't do that. Now, the hardness of a diamond is part of its usefulness, but the value is in the light that it shines through. So, as Mr. Iyengar says about your practice, ahimsa or nonviolence has to be tempered with tapas, which is your intense zeal to continue the practice. He says if you do more than you can do, you're doing violence to your actual. But if you don't do all you can do, you're doing violence to your potential. You have to find out what that balance is. Ultimately, to have your mind clear, to have that light shine through, you have to make it like a mirror or like a camera. The mirror reflects whatever is put in front of it, or the camera shows through its lens exactly what's there. It doesn't add anything, doesn't take it away, it doesn't identify with it. That's what meditation is supposed to do. And then you take the hero journey. You hear the call, you separate yourself from the known. In order to get initiated, you have to be tested, and then you come back. Once you go over the bridge into the unknown, whatever you get from your experience is what you bring back to the community. Now you have to learn what's the difference between the tough and the tender mindedness. We have both qualities within us. Martin Luther King says a nation or civilization that continues to produce soft minded men purchases its own spiritual death on an installment plan. Got to know when to be tough and when to be soft, mercy and severity. And Ram Dass always reminds us what's the difference between getting high and being high. Well, every time you get high, you come down. No matter what you do, smoke it, pop it, shoot it, bake it, liquid, pill form, doesn't matter. So why do you continue to get high if you know you're going to come down? We always say, don't bring me down. Don't be a buzzkill. Well, the answer is because being high is great. But if the only way you can be high is to get high, you're always going to come down. So the real question is, what prevents me from being high? Now you're on the path. And the first thing you confront on the path is your shadow, the hidden, the repressed, the denied, the part of you that has this incredible aggression. I know I do. I work at it all the time to refine it, to put it towards worthy goals, use my anger as a fuel to motivate myself to get things done, but not to put it on other people to intimidate them or create fear or put down. So you got to run to the roar. Sometimes when the old lions can't run as fast, their teeth are not as good, they put them downwind, and then the pack goes to the opposite direction. And the old lion roars, and then the gazelle or whatever runs away from the roar right into the pack, which is waiting for lunch. So sometimes we're afraid to go to where the challenge seems to be. But if you learn what it is to run to the roar and face it, all of a sudden you confer some benefits. So, what's the story you tell yourself? Are you in prison? It's the disease of the mind. You don't realize all the resources and support that you actually have, both within yourself and around you. A goodie bag of resources, if you could only realize it. Otherwise, you tell yourself stuff, and that stuff creates like a barbed wire fence that if you push up against it, oh, ouch. So you don't want to. So you back off and you stay in prison of your mind. So learn to do what's called ego syntonic, healthy mindedness. Do things that feel good to yourself initially. Even if the psychiatrist says, do any of your relatives suffer from mental illness? You say, no, they all seem to enjoy it. You got to make the stuff in your life happen that feels good. It's an enlightened form of selfishness. Right? I don't believe that you can do good if you don't feel good, or you can do good for a while when you don't feel good, but then you burn out. So learning to see your whole life as a totality, like in a mandala, okay, it's a psychological expression of the totality of yourself, as Carl Jung would say, almost always in a quadrated order. That's why I work with models of four so much. So Jung says this: the unconscious is a dark being within that hears what our conscious ears do not hear and sees what our conscious eyes don't perceive. It allows these unnoticed impressions to grow and molds them in itself. We only become aware of this unheard hearing, this unseen seeing, when the unconscious sends us these forgotten images in dreams and visions. Right? Or, as I say, the unconscious speaks in symbolic analogy, which is why I like stories, fairy tales, mythology so much. Those images well up from our collective depths and give us life enhancing adaptational skills. Every time we're wounded, it's a failed initiation. Something happened, or something could have happened that didn't happen, or went through imperfectly, and we carry the scars with us. It's a rugged process. Nobody gets through without getting scarred in some way. So just remember the four major archetypes: your king or your queen. I want every little girl who's told she is bossy to be told she has leadership skills. But bossiness is the negative aspect of the king, which shouldn't command, should not demand, but command. The warrior is when you're mean and sadistic. Hmm? You hurt other people, either by your words or your actions, like in Mean Girls. Watch your warrior. Don't let it be sadistic. The magician, your inner knower, the medial woman, high priest, high priestess, the crone, the wizard, call it whatever you want. Some people are truly great manipulators. They lie, they cheat, they treat you badly, and somehow manage to make it seem like it's your fault. Don't fall for it, because that's just what they do. So when you're detached and you use your knowledge to hurt other people, you know you're in the shadow of your magician. And finally, your addicted lover. Right? This is when you numb yourself in order not to feel pain, whether you do it through drugs or alcohol or shopping or whatever. But if it turns you off so you're no longer in touch with your emotions, then you know that your lover has gone into the shadow. I hope that gives you plenty to think about for today and for this week. It's nice to be back. Next week we'll begin our Good Vibrations class again with yoga, intensifying intelligence. It's Wednesday from 11 to 1. Go to GabrielHalpern.com and sign up. Cherry pick anything that's there. Let me know what you think about what I'm doing. And anybody wants a free CD, let me know. I'll be glad to send you one. Take care. Have a great day.